At 19 years old, Maurice Clarett was on top of the world, a national champion, a football superstar, and the future of the NFL. But within 2 years, he'd be out of football entirely, battling depression, legal troubles, and a federal prison sentence. How did a rising star fall so fast? And what happens when you try to take on the most powerful sports league in the world and win? We'll unravel the rise and fall of Maurice Clarett.
Clarett was at the height of athletic stardom and then the depths of despair.
Chapter 1. Youngstown Boy. Maurice Clarett was a force in nature. Out of Youngstown, Ohio, he was the #1 running back and player in the country, playing ball at Warrington Harding High School. He dealt with injuries early in his high school career until senior season. That's when the lights came on for Clarett, a phenom with power, vision, and rare sense of purpose. Clarett became a highly recruited college prospect, earning accolades like USA Today's National Player of the Year and Ohio's Mr. Football, to go along with being an All-American.
In 5 games, because I had an ankle surgery, I got 1,000 yards, like 1,100 yards. But in context too, I also moved out my mother's house at 15. So he talk about the madness being grown, like I'm living on my own in high school.
By 18, he had offers from everyone. He even intended to play at Notre Dame before another Youngstown legend changed that. Jim Tressel, the head coach at Youngstown College, became the coach at Ohio State. Clarett, having known the coach so well, was not going to pass up the chance for playing for the legendary coach. He committed to Ohio State even before they officially offered him a scholarship.
Maurice says, "Hey, Jimmy T, I'm committing to Ohio State." And I said, "Well, Reese, I didn't offer you a scholarship. How can you commit?" And this one says to me, "Well, I know you're going to."
Once he got there, Clarett wasted no time making history. As a freshman, he ran for over 1,200 yards, 18 touchdowns, helping lead the Buckeyes to a perfect 14-0 season. His go-ahead touchdown in the 2003 Fiesta Bowl sealed the national title for Ohio State, their first in over 34 years. He was one of the first freshmen to start at running back for the university.
They had 3 running backs, and I respectfully say this, but I see him, I was like, oh man, I'm better than these guys. I want to go to Ohio State, and eventually that's how I came here.
Chapter 2. Chaos in Columbus. The spotlight came with a lot of scrutiny for Clarett. He clashed with OSU over pretty much everything. His outspoken nature, his support for teammates, and his car arrangements. Then came the bombshell. He was suspended for the entire 2003 season after filing a false police report about stolen items from a borrowed car. Chapter 3. Clarett versus the NFL. At the time, the NFL required players to be 3 years removed from high school before they can enter the draft. Clarett only had 2 years, but he won an in, and now. Clarett argued the rule was arbitrary, anti-competitive, and a violation of antitrust laws. He believed he was ready, and that the NFL had no right to deny him. Some say it was about money, others say it was about principle. But at the heart of it, Clarett wanted to take control of his destiny. After a year in limbo, he didn't want to wait any longer. Chapter 4. The Backlash. In 2004, a federal judge ruled in his favor, stating the NFL's eligibility rule violated antitrust laws. For a moment, he won. The NFL appealed, and in the same year Clarett won his case, he saw it all come crashing down. The second court reversed the decision. Clarett was out of the draft just like that. The Supreme Court declined to hear the case, and Clarett, he was left without football for another year. The legal fight cost him more than eligibility. It cost him time, momentum, and perhaps his prime. By the time he entered the 2005 draft, his stock had plummeted. Chapter 5. A career derailed. At his peak, Clarett was elite. NFL scouts once projected him as a top 10 pick. But when Clarett was finally eligible, he showed up at the 2005 Combine out of shape and ran a sluggish 4.8 40-yard dash, a death sentence for a running back. Still, the Denver Broncos took a chance, drafting him in the 3rd round, but the comeback never happened. He was cut during preseason before even playing a snap in the regular season. How did this happen? Elite to out of the league? Some say it was arrogance. Others say he was failed by a system that chews up young athletes and spits them out. What is clear, Clarett wasn't ready for the NFL, for the fame, or for the consequences of fighting the machine. After football, things spiraled in 2006. Clarett was arrested on weapons charges, and he would later serve a 3-year sentence in prison. Prison wasn't the end of his story. In fact, it was a turning point. Today, Maurice Clarett is a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and a mental health advocate. He's helped countless former athletes find purpose beyond the game. His rise and fall gave way to something more powerful: perspective.
You know, one moment didn't define my life.
Chapter 7, The Legacy. Maurice Clarett would challenge the system before he was ready. He took on the NFL, and though he made history, the price was steep. The eligibility rule still stands. His case is taught in law schools, but few remember the name behind it.
With the stories about 50, I have fun with the stories about LeBron, I have fun with all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't define your
life.
Here's the reason why Clarett actually failed challenging the NFL. There is some credibility to the idea that the NCAA and the NFL colluded against Clarett to keep him out of the league. The theory is that allowing a 19-year-old to be able to successfully challenge the NFL's eligibility rule would cause chaos, forcing both institutions to lose control over their pipeline. In the end, he won for a moment, but he lost his career and found new purpose. Maurice Clarett never played it down in the NFL, but his story still echoes in every young athlete who dreams too soon and may dare to speak too loudly. If you like this story, go ahead and check out some more in the cards above, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Peace.
You know, I feel like, I'm the richest athlete. There's nobody right now who've had a greater experience.